When you come to work at the University of Warwick, you become an ambassador for an institution with global ambitions. Whatever you're here to work on, we need you to understand not just our health and safety code of conduct, but our culture, our ethos, and the things that make us different to most other places of work. Here are a few key points to remember. Further detailed information can be found within the Health and Safety Code of Conduct, which also covers, for example, personal protective equipment, metal welding and cutting, working above ground level, waste disposal, noise. Driving on campus. Our campus is very busy. Even during the summer vacation, we often have conferences and members of the public on site who may not be familiar with the campus environment. Our community is diverse, including nursery-aged children and visitors from abroad who may not be familiar with UK roads. Take good care driving on campus. If you're responsible for a vehicle on campus, we need you to make sure you know where you need to be and how to get there before you set off. Park considerately. Any inappropriate or unauthorized parking could result in fines. Keep to the speed limit. We reserve the right to exclude from campus anyone found speeding on our roads. Parking on double red lines is not permitted at any time. Asbestos. Many of our buildings were built before the year 2000 and are therefore old enough to contain asbestos. Before starting work on site, which could disturb the fabric of a building that was constructed before the year 2000, an appropriate asbestos management survey will have been carried out. This means that it is important, when you are on our premises, that you understand the scope of work required and that you do not deviate from it, since you could end up inadvertently disturbing asbestos-containing materials. All contractors working on our premises must have undergone asbestos awareness training as a minimum. This should have provided you with an understanding of where asbestos-containing materials could be present and what to do if you may have disturbed asbestos in the course of your work. We have an in-house asbestos team who can provide support and advice if you believe that asbestos could have been disturbed. If you discover any suspect material, you must stop work and report immediately to your site supervisor and the university project manager. If the material is broken, you must follow these rules. Stop work. Leave any potentially contaminated materials in the work area, including, where necessary, tools and outer clothing. If others are working nearby, ask them to stop work. Exit the area. Put measures in place to prevent access. Report to your supervisor. Report to the university project manager. Fire and other emergencies. The emergency contact number when you are working on campus is 02476 522 222, which takes you through to our security gatehouse. This phone number is in operation 24/7. In the event of an emergency, call this number so that the emergency services can be escorted to the correct place when they arrive on campus, minimizing any delay in attending the incident. This applies to fire, ambulance, or police requests. This contact number is only relevant if you're working on our campuses, including Gibbet Hill, Wellesbourne, and Westwood. If you're working at any other site, call the normal emergency telephone number, 999. When you arrive in a new area to start work, it's vital that you familiarize yourself with the area and that you establish where it is that you need to assemble in an emergency fire evacuation situation. The university project manager should give you this information in the pre-start meeting for each and every job you do. If you're working in an area where hearing the alarm may be difficult, you should establish a mechanism to warn you that an evacuation is taking place. If you're working off campus, establish what the local rules are by consultation with the university project manager. Always consider your fire escape routes and familiarize yourself with those from your work area. Keep them clear of obstructions at all times. Labs and workshops. As a teaching and research establishment, we have many unique spaces that may contain hazards that are completely unfamiliar to you. As well as our high-hazard environments, like laboratories and workshop spaces, we also have high-hazard equipment located in our research spaces. If you're ever sent to work in a space that's unfamiliar to you, take note of any warning symbols displayed near entrance doors and/or in corridors. If any are unfamiliar to you, stop and report to your own supervisor and the university project manager to obtain more information before you enter. Many of these spaces will have their own local procedures, including the provision of a local induction to those that do not normally work in the area. Make sure you know which spaces you are permitted to work in and abide by any local instruction that you are given. Permits. We operate a permit to work system for work activities that are considered high risk or that are required to take place within or adjacent to high-risk spaces. Examples of such activities would be roof access, working at height, hot works, access to confined spaces, high-voltage electrical works. We also operate a permission to access high-hazard spaces, which includes areas which could have an impact on these spaces, such as a plant room or service area. The university project manager should give you this information in the pre-start meeting for each and every job you do. Reporting hazards, accidents, incidents, or near misses. We have our own incident reporting system, which we use to record incidents, accidents, and near misses. Whilst working on any of our premises, if you observe an unsafe act or condition, make sure that you report it to your immediate supervisor and, if necessary, a member of university staff and/or university project manager, or alternatively via the health and safety website. If you have an accident, it's important that this is dealt with through your appointed first aider and reported to your supervisor. Any significant incidents should then be reported directly to the university project manager. Health and safety matters to you, the people you work with, your employer, and the University of Warwick. Nothing is so important that it cannot be done safely. For more guidance, you can access the University Code of Conduct for Contractors via the university's Health and Safety website.